because it's such a shitty fucking camera. Oh my, yeah, oh fucking my, right? Yeah. Oh my, huh? Lights? Yeah, good for you. Yeah, light. Yay. It's been there all night?
No. I just
Not all that fun shit, so. All 9 yards? Sounds a day. I don't know, look at the title. Maybe that'll explain it a little bit. But I haven't seen the Joker movie yet, but I'm gonna see it later. So I'm gonna go see the 7:40 viewing, and that's in like 2.5 hours. So fuck it, I'm doing this. Doing this in between it. So cool. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna try to see it with a friend, but that got fucked off. So whatever. Yeah, so I guess I'll go see it by myself then, since apparently no one can keep a fucking plan, or if there is one that's made, never goes fucking right and never actually gets executed properly. So, yeah. Though I'm not really surprised, honestly. I mean, nothing ever really fucking works out whenever I try to plan something, or if anything with me involved gets planned. It's like I have like a curse on me or something that's like, oh, we're gonna plan something. Oh, no, it never goes right. It's not gonna go correctly. And it's going to just purposely be like the most worst situation that could possibly be made. So. And also, waking up in the morning, I naturally have a very pessimistic, and cynical approach in the morning when I wake up. So, I haven't smoked anything, so I've just been like that. Plans are made to be broken. I guess so, huh? I guess so. Yeah, because... yeah, I don't know. I guess it's probably just more so on me, but I don't know. I've always kept in mind. That doesn't sound like they're made to be broken then if you're able to keep it. So, it's not an oxymoron. Wouldn't it be an oxymoron if it's like, oh, I'm able to keep my plans, but they're made to be broken? So, if you're able to keep to your plans and able to not have them broke, are plans not meant to be broken then? Isn't that a logical fallacy that was just committed? I'm weird. I'll say this much, you have a weird way of explaining things sometimes. Fuck, and my body has such an irregularity with body temperature, dude, because I was really warm and now I'm fucking cold. Fuck, dude. I do a lot of things out of the norms. I mean, so do I. I mean, what I'm doing now is out of the norm. In fact, I'm pretty sure this is a confirmation I'm fucking insane. So, if anything. Seriously, doing these every day? I mean, what else can be deemed insane? What else can we find, huh? Well, I love them. Yeah. I mean, I like doing these too. I mean, I also like watching people do them too. So it's not just me that, like, that's probably insane for doing them. But how many guys at my age watch live streams? Not that many. I mean, honestly, nowadays, probably as many as me doing them. Because, think about it. There's a lot of older fellows that are now able to use the internet, actually know how to. I make the joke about, oh, boomers can't internet. You know, because my dad is a fucking moron when it comes to using the internet stuff. You know, there's people who are even more stupider than him when it comes to online and technology and shit. But with that being said, there's older people that can easily, just as capably use technology and the internet just as much as me. If anything, probably more than me. And in fact, I know that because my granddad actually knows a lot of things about technology and shit like that, and it's actually helped me figure stuff out when it comes to computers. So, sometimes the boomer does know things about computers and shit. But then again, Zoomers and Millennials are fucking dipshits anyway. We created the fucking bill. I mean, technically. I mean, people created the fucking bill. And honestly, it's not even Millennials or Zoomers that are dipshits. It's just people. People are dipshits. Fuck. I don't know why I'm fucking freezing right now, dude. Like, my spine is, like, fucking shivering. And then, like, the rest of my body is just, like, reflecting that shiver. It was not like that when I started this. I swear to fuck, dude. Still have a floppy disk? Oh, I still do, too. I have a whole fucking drawer full of them. I mean, 3.5 and 5 inch. I think I even got smaller ones. If they even made them smaller. I don't know what the actual sizes were for all of them. I just know that I got 5 inch and 3.5 inches, and I got smaller ones than that, too. So, I don't know. I don't fucking know. I mean, yeah, I don't know. You got 5 inches? Well, yeah. Are you making like some sexual analogy? Whatever. Well, I guess it goes my bad boy side. Well, I guess I'm not in that current situation because that totally flew over my head. So, yeah. And like even then, I mean, whatever. Stupid, but smile. Why don't we go ahead and put a smile on your face? Is that good? Is that good enough? I gotta prep for the Joker anyway. But nah, it's not my thing. Not my thing. So I have to force it. That's actually really fucking disturbing. I'm not gonna do that. Not again. I'm not Joaquin Phoenix, or Joaquin Phoenix. I'm not him. I get to see how he acts, though, tonight, so we'll see. We'll see how well he does. Apparently, he did fucking, like, his best ever, so. I'm just keeping, like, all my optimism has just basically been honed into this movie. That's just kind of where it is. That's where my optimism is at. And that's why I seem so unsmiley. Like, and all, like, pessimistic-y or whatever. Because I just have it all within this film. Because this is pretty much the only thing I'm looking forward to today. It's the only thing I give a shit about this week. So, it's just like, alright, like, just hone it all into that. So, you know, if you smile, it really does help you get happy eventually. Hi, Robert, we see you. Yeah, he's just kind of...
I'm trying to figure out... She gave me the channel for the TV, but it doesn't.
He's trying to find something on his phone.
Oh,
That's why.
TV Go.
But I'm pretty sure that just simply smiling, though, is not going to help me get happy. Just saying. Because, like, for real, if I had, like, a reason to, like, legit smile and shit, would I, like, I wouldn't need to get happy at that point. I already would be, wouldn't I? Like, I had not so good a doctor so I can join you. Well, seems like everything don't go according to plan. Because I was trying to go with Harley and shit, but his brother apparently got in, like, some car accident or something. Harley didn't go into details, so to be fair, he never does. So, whatever. I mean, at this rate, I just kind of feel like that your test results came in, you're pregnant. Oh shit, really? Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, considering his brother's truck, I don't know why he was fucking driving it around in the first place. So, to me, kind of had it coming. So, whatever. I don't give a shit. I really don't. I mean, you know what? Like, dude, I mean, it's just like, here's the thing. Like, I honestly, at this point, feel like he's just trying to blow me off at this rate because I've been trying to hang out with him for, like, 2 weeks now. And every time, there's always some excuse that he's got concocted. So, you know what? Fuck you. I'm just not going to go with you now at this point. You know what? And then I'm just not even going to bother. So, fuck you then, dude. So, like, I'm sick of, like, you just blowing me off and shit. It's like, you know what? If you're gonna blow me off, then you fuck off. Faggot. At least be a fucking man instead of a coward and own up and actually say, hey, I don't want to be around you right now. Let's be a fucking dude about it. And you know what? I know I tend to be a flake sometimes too, and I know I am a fuck up. Too, on my own self, right? But at that rate, at least I can own up to my shit and be like, hey, I want to at least try to hang out and shit. I couldn't because X, Y, and Z. Sorry. Like, at least I try to be owning up to shit. Let's just try to, like, bob and weave and just, like, avoid you just because of my own fucking reasons, or, oh, you know, what I got going on is just more important than you. You're like, you know what, fine. You know what, that's okay if shit's more important than me. You know what, my world don't, like, the world don't evolve around me. Right? At least just say, hey, like, not today, but let's actually, like, work out to try to hang out in the future or something. Because I tried to do that. Not even that. It's like, alright, I know you want to hang out. You've been trying to hang out with me for a few weeks now. Let's work out a time to hang out. Nope. Guess not. Wouldn't that be what a friend does? Like, hey, one of my friends wants to hang out. Let's work out a time to hang out. Not this, like, oh, let's just, like, skirt around the edges and try to, like, find excuses. Let's actually try to commit to something. Like, because I'm committed to seeing this movie now. Like, I have it reserved and shit. Like, as soon as, like, it's 7:10, something like that, I'm going to leave. So, at least 7 o'clock, I'm going to leave then. So, I'm, like, I already had a prep. It's like, hey, dude, I'm going this. It's like, it's later at night, too. But nope. Guess not. But whatever, man. Life's too short, enjoy yourself, and that shouldn't depend on others. On time. You should be proud of yourself. I mean, your first half of that comment is the point I'm making. Life's too short to just, like, fuck off other people, or just, like, be, you know, like, isolate ourselves from each other and shit. That's the point. That's the point I'm making. Life's too short to just, like, to just fuck off, you know, anything else and just care about me. It's just, like, a part of enjoying yourself is being a social fucking creature, right? So how can you enjoy yourself when you're not social? Not being out there, sociable, experiencing things, and going out, hanging out with friends, and like being with people that you trust and shit. That's the point I'm making. Because, whenever I'm actually legit feeling good about myself is when I'm doing that type of shit. When I'm not doing these. Or, just not generally, doing in a pleasant mood or whatever. But but for me, like, with me being in a shitty mood isn't necessarily all the fucking time. Just because I have, like, a negative outlook on shit, But, yeah, stirring around that type of shit too long does end up being unhealthy. Like, there's not to sound cliche, but there's a balance between that type of shit. Being an utter pessimistic fuck like me to being the optimistic fuck like everyone else in society, practically. There's a hint of balance of that. And to basically just, I don't know, like to just kind of like roll around and be, let's not worry about, other things or other people in our group just because I'm doing good. I'm proud of myself. I'm doing good. So fuck anyone else. That's the point I'm making. It shouldn't be like, oh, I'm proud of myself, so fuck it. It should be, oh, like, I'm proud of myself because I got a group of friends. I got a social clique I can be with. I got, people I trust. I have an environment that I'm at least somewhat sustained in. It might not be the best. It might even be shitty. But at least, I made a heaven out of my hell, right? Like, that's the whole point of, being, like, proud in a sense. And am I? Fuck no. Because there's a lot of things that I'm talking about right now that I don't got. Or at least I haven't gotten and fell out of for a while. By the way, I emailed you a video of your band practice from an old account. It was so funny, especially seeing Tyler. What a difference. You don't have to email me that video. I already know where it is. Like, I mean, I've seen it. I mean, I'm the one who made the fucking video. I used to be optimistic, but I think it left me. Yeah, dude. And, what's weird is that I'm still have optimism in me. Just because I'm in this, like, conversation right now that seems very pessimistic doesn't mean I do have a shred of optimism. Like, a lot of my broader premises of, like, the national, not even just national, but on the global situation, societally, politically, climate, everything, it, like, the realistic aspect is a very pessimistic and bleak outlook. However, my philosophy and my ideas moving forward from that is, I would say, probably very fucking optimistic. Because it's me, essentially, like, this is something that is going to fuck us in the end. But that doesn't mean it should and it has to. Like, just because it fucks our current society doesn't mean that the next one after that can actually learn and progress better than what we have. And actually be smarter and more intellectually understanding of, like, it, not only of the consequences of what we have done, and but to learn and actually, like, sustain themselves on their own environment and have their environment sustained with them too, as much as ourselves. So, there's definitely a big shred of optimism with my philosophy too. I mean, just despite my negative outlook. Yeah, I guess. So, I don't know. Maybe, just being such a philosophically delved person is probably a negative outlook, because I don't know. I really don't know, like, for me. Like, I know there's definitely aspects about myself that play factor into me not being sociable, and a lot of it is, definitely a mental struggle. It's because, I'm a depressive. I'm a very anxious person. And, I'm also, on top of that, just on a social level, partially stunted with Asperger's and shit. And with all that combined, it doesn't make it any fucking helpful or easy for me to, combat these things and to evolve and to adapt from that type of shit. It doesn't mean I can or I can't, but it's a fucking struggle, and every day it's a fucking battle. Are we getting into this one now? Since you believe that we do not belong in proxy wars or anything with other countries, but I love how there's always a but with these things. All right, go for it. What is it? Let's see what we got. Today, Trump pulled out of northern Syria. I tend to, for me personally, be very cautious of the word pulled out because he pulled out of Afghanistan but left 3,000 troops. So we're not pulling out. So for my rebuttal of this would be, well, how many troops is he pulling out? How much is he pulling out? And is he going to do that indefinitely? Leaving the Kurd fighters to be slaughtered after they supported us? Dude, we're allied with Turkey, and Turkey is systemically oppressing them too in their own country. I don't think we have a... Like, we literally are two-faced with the Kurds, dude. I support them, and I think, you know, what we should do is give them medical, food, and economic aid. But beyond that, we shouldn't be giving them fucking weapons or actual money to invest in weapons. They should be given food aid and economic assistance. And a platform to have a conversation to make them an independent state, because I think Kurds should have their own country. I think Kurdistan should be a thing. And the fact that it isn't a thing is a little fucked up. I like what I see, and I wish I was with you younger, so take that about your... What? What? I don't know what you mean by that. Are you talking about, like, earlier or this conversation? So if you're liking what you're seeing right now, I don't. So, when it, like, I don't like what I'm seeing, and, like, but with this whole pulling out of northern Syria, that's one step in the right direction. They're going off about being fucked. Oh, so that was, earlier. Oh. Okay, I see what you mean. So I wasn't to this one. Okay. Huh? Well, I mean, you know, like, you know, because with me, it's pretty much, and it goes with anybody, honestly, I think it's just take it or leave it. So, I mean, that's just kind of my position with it. At least with myself, it's like, hey, you like me, hate me, whatever, take it or leave it. So, I mean, that's part of these streams. It's like, hey, you gonna come in here? Alright. Take it or leave it. But Turkey would kill them. And we're allied with them. And they're part of NATO, too. So honestly, like, there should be a different conversation being had. Maybe the alliance we have with Turkey should be put into question. Maybe our deals with Turkey and the fact that they're in NATO should be put into question. I would say that was for the premise on Turkey instead of us. Why is Turkey so aligned with us when they're so negatively impacting one of what we consider, at least on the U.S. government side, and foreign assistant? It's not fair after Kurds helped us. Again, Russians laughing with Assad. So, I don't care what Russia's doing. And I really don't care what Assad's doing in this sense. And honestly, Assad isn't necessarily directly against the Kurds. He's directly against, honestly, just any opposition against them. But especially against Islamic uprisings, like ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Al-Nusra, etc. Enemies that we consider enemies. So, you know, maybe we should be helping Assad deal with them, and then we deal with Assad after we help restabilize the country. So, I don't know. I would do that. And by a deal with Assad, I mean, like, economically, diplomatically. And diplomatically, I mean. Like, you know, do, like, this, because, yeah, I'm sorry, dude, I'm just principled on no fucking military intervention, period. That means military money, weapons given, all that. They'll go around and say, look how they support someone who fights with them. And you know how you can throw it around them? Say, yeah, we're giving them economic aid, we're giving them food, we're giving them medicine, we're actually giving them so their people don't die of genocide or some disease or something. I don't know. Maybe you can throw around and be like, look, we are helping them. We're just doing it in a humanitarian effort. We're not continuing the violence. We're trying to help the people who suffer from the violence, which happens to be primarily the Kurds. So you could throw it around on them. It's like, why are you against aiding the humanitarian effort that we're trying to do and trying to indirectly harm our progress on trying to help them economically with aid and food by giving Syria and Turkey or these other countries weapons and aid on top of that? At least for us, it'd be Turkey, but for Russia, it'd be Syria. Throw around on them. It's called being diplomatic, dude. They're caught between seeing firing squads in Turkey or gas chambers in Assad, Syria. I feel bad for them. I don't even believe that Assad actually even has chemical weapons in the first place, but putting that aside, like, this is why they should have their own country. Like, I don't know what the polling data is, but I'm pretty sure there is a lot of support for independent Kurdistan. Me being one of them. And I'm in favor of that. Like, I think there's a part of Turkey, Iraq, Iran, and Syria that can be made into Kurdistan. Just take, like, that little center where all those country corners meet and just make that Kurdistan. And while we're at it, might as well make all these other little groups separate countries, because honestly, all these countries that are here today, Iraq, Syria, etc., are all there because of artificial lines that the West drew up because colonialism. So that's why there's so much destability anyway, because you have different ethnic groups and different cultures that are in one country that all hate each other. And you wonder why there's so much war and strife against them, because they're not all their separate countries and shit. That could probably be it. Do you think Assad or Turkey will give them lands? Voluntarily? No. That's why you have to force them to the table. That's why you have to force them diplomatically to the table. And incentivize them to say this is actually a good idea. You know, and tell them what, and give them the case. I can't, because I'm just some schmo and I don't know all the specific details when it comes to these things. However, that's how you do it. You be diplomatic. You fucking force them to the table, and you make them come to an agreement, whatever it may be. They might not. They don't have to like it necessarily, but if it helps bring stability and less oppression to a group of people, as a result, and at the end of the day, in the long term, there's less violence and more stability in that region, I think that's a positive. I don't care who likes or doesn't like that. Of course, there's going to be people like Islamists and fucking, you know, dictators like Assad or whatever the fuck, who are going to obviously not like it. Do I care? No. All I care is if they actually sign and agree with it. If they at least concede, that's all I care about. Because this whole idea that we have to do this in a military fashion is nonsense and absurd, and it's an old idea that needs to die. I'm just being honest, dude. Because we're in a day and age where, honestly, like, we shouldn't have to be in some endless fucking war. We can easily, if we just fundamentally change how we think, societally wise especially, and fundamentally change how our system works, we wouldn't have to rely on fucking endless wars and proxy wars and shit. Freedom is another word for nothing left to lose, lyrics by Janet Joplin. So, I would say desperation is a word for nothing left to lose, because if you're desperate, you don't really got much less, you don't really got nothing else to lose, don't you? I'd say desperation is another word, and the proper word for nothing left to lose.
Discover automatically matches all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year. Dollar for dollar. Millions of people a year get their cash back matched.
Freedom isn't free. It's not a lyric, that's just a quote. And I mean, honestly, you're not gonna find me necessarily disagreeing with that, dude. This whole, like, freedom, like, philosophical implication of, like, is it truly free or not free? You're not gonna really find me disagreeing on one way or the other, dude. Because honestly, just like free will, I kind of find it a little bit of an illusion. Because, I mean, yeah, you might be in a country that espouses that it's a very free nation, but there are obviously going to be parameters within that country that you're just not free to do. Like, you're technically free to go murder somebody, right? But really you're not, because you're going to go to fucking prison, most likely for the rest of your life, if you do that. So, you know, like, there's obviously certain parameters set when it comes to freedom, and depending on the country itself and how the community is, those freedom parameters can be strict or not so strict. But at the end of the day, that doesn't necessarily mean you're free just because your society deems a lot of things free to do. Like Amsterdam, for example. Like, you know, how they have a red light district where they have brothels and shit, and you can literally go eat a banana out of some stripper's ass or some pussy or whatever, you know? So it's just like, I mean, you know, like, obviously there's far more freedoms in somewhere like Amsterdam, you know, but with that being said, you still can't just go out and shit in the street or go out and just, you know, annoy somebody for the pleasure of it. Like, I mean, you know, like, you can't just, there's still certain parameters you just can't do, even with certain things being legal, even with those set parameters. You're free to drink, but you can't drink and drive. You're free to go to a pub, but get too sloshed, you're getting kicked out. I mean, you're free to be prescribed certain drugs if you need to, but if you abuse them, then, you know, there's going to be consequences of that. So, honestly, overall, there's just an illusion of freedom, honestly. That doesn't mean that we genuinely have some, but with that being said, there's definitely parameters, and there is a line drawn of when that is and where that isn't. You need to get that anger out of you tonight. I see it bubbling up. Maybe I'm wrong. But I don't think so. I hope you enjoy the movie and forget any friends promise. Well, I mean, that's just something that, like, honestly, I feel like the movie's just going to be more of a reflection for me. I can already tell I'm going to love it. Like, I mean, I'm just at this point looking forward to the movie. So, I mean, I'll do a ignorism on the movie. Like, I'll, like, come right back and just record that and probably just do a stream right after that. And honestly, just probably continue talking about the Joker. So, I mean, I just want to have it on an ignorism just because I actually want to have a moment to discuss the film and shit. Like, you know, without any interruptions. And then in a live stream and just me chat with you guys. And if you all want to see more conversation of it, then yeah, I'll delve more into it. But all I know is that I recommend people go watch it. I haven't seen it, but I recommend people go see the movie. I see Trump's face in the Joker's. I don't think Trump is ever mentioned in the Joker. What do you mean? Like, what? Trump's face in the Joker's? I'm a little confused here. His followers are so fooled by him. It's because people are easily duped in politics, dude. It's not just his followers that are fooled by him. Even mainstream media and the establishment gets fooled by him, dude. Even Democrats get fooled by him. He's playing people. That's his game. I've known this even before he was president, dude. He's a player. He plays people. And people can play him, too. He's a very playable person. As much as that he is a player himself. Because that's just who he is, dude. I've known that, man. I've known he's been a player and a player. You know, like, able to be played and a player. Like, that's who he is. Like, I mean, That's just, I've known this, man. He's able to play. That's part of the reason why I like him a little bit. This is one of the attributes that I actually like about him, dude. I like the fact that he's so casually is able to fucking play people like a fiddle. Because I like that, because it just proves my point about how a lot of people in politics are just fucking dupes and idiots. And it doesn't really exclude me, by the way. Don't think I'm not excluding myself. Just saying. And at the same time, it just shows to me that he really is a player. And can be played. Because people have manipulated, there used to be a time where he actually was kind of in favor of universal healthcare. I know, a little crazy to say, right? Because back in, 2013 shit, he's tweeted at Obama before, back in them days, about, how universal healthcare is better because he had a friend in Scotland have a broken arm or something like that. He got an injury, a serious one. And he did not have to pay a dime. In fact, I think he got a little bit of money for the cab to go back to his hotel. So, if anything, he got paid to go to the hospital. Technically. He got paid to go take a cab back home. I mean, fuck, dude. If his gut reaction at one point it was that, but now he's nowhere near that position. In fact, has made it worse by unassuring millions of fucking Americans from the current system that we have, which is already shit, then it shows him that he can easily be played. Because, why is that? Well, it's because he met with pharmaceutical and healthcare insurance lobbyists. That's why. It's pretty simple. So, I mean, it just takes a simple, he could be played as much as he is a player. Because he knows that art. He knows the game. As much as he is oblivious to it. Because, honestly, I just think he's a fucking moron. Then when they leave him, he knifes in the back in what was Golden's note. It's now clay. Dude, nothing of him is golden. Okay, let's just be clear. Nothing about him is golden, besides maybe one or two attributes about him. The things that I like about him are honestly his art in trolling and in being a player as much as being played. I like those attributes about him just because it's wow. I mean, it just shows how much of a con artist he really is. And the fact that people don't see that, I just love that even more, because they're as much as a moron as Trump is. It's just dude, if you can't even see that, then you're just as fucking stupid, if not more of a fucking idiot, than Trump is. Because, it doesn't take that much knowledge to just look at Trump and be oh, yeah, you're kind of an idiot. Just looking at your social, your eloquence of how you speak and your manner of speaking, just how you flip-flop all the time, you just say random things, you just sort of you act like a child. I mean, and these are things I don't even give a fuck about you, dude. I know people who are worse like that, honestly. It's just that he's our fucking president, that's the difference. So, I mean, so it's just So it's nah, man, nah. Fuck that shit. And it's not even that I want, decorum in the White House, either. I don't even care about that. It's just that, I like it if it was just more reasonable, I guess. I don't know. It's just him, dude. It's just how Trump fucking is. He's just so... I don't know, He's so fucking out there. And I'm, I swear to God, he can't be, a human. I swear. Dude, he has, a nunt. He has a fucking pussy on his fucking neck. He looks like a beer keg on legs. Dyed orange. With a fucking dead ferret dyed gold on his head. You're not a human fucking being. What are you? He won by what he says overwhelming votes. Look, I hate Hillary. I don't like her. I don't even want to give her any credit than she already has. But if I have to give her one little thing, is that she won the popular vote. But unfortunately, that don't mean shit with the Electoral College. Actually, fortunately and unfortunately. Because guess what? The election in 2016 was a catch-22 anyway. Look at this inauguration ceremony. There were millions in the crowds. No, there weren't. At best, 250,000. If you look at his inauguration crowd, it, like, is mostly empty. Like, Obama's was in the millions. Say what you want about him. You know, like... I mean... If people still buy in that he had, like, millions in his inauguration crowd, I'm sorry, but, like, you know what? I'll give it a pass because it's so long ago and I don't care anymore, but wow. You're an idiot. Like, wow. If you're that easily duped, like, dude, it literally, like, there's multiple sources of where you can look at fucking pictures of his inauguration ceremony that is showing how insignificant the crowd is. Like, there's at least one big overall, like, you know, like, all the way in the back, showing the whole crowd from the back to the very front. And, you know, like, it's, like, I mean, there's that. There's a bunch of other pictures, too, on top. There's a few others on top of that. Like, dude, there's just no getting around that. I'm sorry, though, but Obama, there was no Gotti. There isn't one in the first place, period. Except for healthcare. I mean, not even with healthcare, dude, because, you know, he's a fucking capitulator on that type of shit. He was. That's why we're in the fucking situation now with healthcare. I mean, it's because he is a goddamn capitulator and doesn't give, and at the end of the day, was using the compromise position as his starting position. And then went to the Republican position. And then the Republicans hated him for that. Because Obama, a Democrat, find a way to go against that. Like, the whole healthcare system was literally just a handout to the insurance companies because it's an individual mandate, which mandates that individuals have insurance, whether it be via Obamacare or some other private insurance. So it was literally a fucking handout to insurance companies. Like, the Republicans initially proposed that because the insurance companies want that. And, as soon as the Democrat proposes it, it's bad. See how our political game is literally that, a fucking game in a show? Like, these parties have literally no fucking principle. That's why I'm against this whole system, because it has no fucking principle besides how do we benefit the system. And if that means we get to fuck everyone else for that, let's do it. That's why I'm so against this shit. Remember, took the right at the sun during the eclipse. Maybe his orange head reflected it. Dude, that's another reason why I think he's just a fucking idiot. What moron just stares directly at the sun like this? Like, ooh, look at the sun. Without eclipse glasses, or glasses to not harm your eyes when looking at the sun. That's what I did when I was looking at it before the eclipse happened. Like, literally the last, 1 minute before the eclipse happened, I didn't wear them because it was so dim that I can stare at it and be just fine. But anytime before that, you wear the fucking glasses, bro. Because you don't want to murk yourself and accidentally, damage your eyes indefinitely. You know what I'm saying? Jeez. There's plenty of reason why, to think he's a moron. On top of probably has dementia too, man. Like, God. Smoke your bowl. I had to get that out, okay? You know how I am. I have to get rants out. I have to get my rants all going out in the wad. Time's the movie. The viewing I'm gonna go see is at 7:40. It's at the mall. So I'm gonna end this at 7. And then I'm gonna head down there, show up around 7:30. So I'm only waiting around for 10 minutes. Bringing candy or to munch. I'm probably gonna just eat something there and go inside. Or eat something on the way. I had something earlier, so I'm actually not doing too bad. I mean, I might. I don't know. I know I'm at least going to have something to drink, probably. So, yeah. I haven't seen him lately. I mean, I'm sure he's fine. But, I don't know. I can't believe we still have fucking mosquitoes. I just saw a fucking mosquito fly around over here. We still have those things. Like, isn't it cold enough for them to go away now?
Really?
Like, I hate the damn things. I mean, I haven't been bitten by any lately, but the knowing that they're still around is annoying alone. It's annoying on its own right. You and Carl, I need him so we balance. I mean, even then, there's not much of a balance because at least in foreign policy, there's just a 3-on-1. All right, I'm gonna be blunt. It's just a 3-on-1 when it comes to that shit. Like, because the main difference between me and Carl and Stefan on foreign policy that is Stefan's a little bit more isolationist. I'm a bit more, at least a humanitarian sense, internationalist. Like, I guess in a weird way, like, I mean, I'm not like, I mean, I won't claim I am this, but I guess the closest philosophy that I have to it would be international socialism, I guess. But again, I'm not going to say that is my actual philosophy, but I'd say it's the closest to it. Because I mean, I've mentioned it a bunch of times before, but I don't really adhere to a philosophical label, really. I mean, I have, like, philosophical positions that are labeled, like, pessimism and shit, you know. But, like, when it comes to, like, political, like, philosophies to identify with, I don't really adhere to one. I just kind of go off in the woods of that. I collect a bunch of ideas, generally on the left, obviously. But just collect a bunch of ideas and just take what I like and and just throw away to what I don't. Who's one? Oh, with like I mean, I just described it. Like, I think Stefan's more isolationist, while me and Carl are a little bit more internationalist in that sense. I mean, even in that sense, I'd probably say I'm different in that because, I don't know. I mean, at least me and Carl seem to have very minimal disagreement with it. But when it comes to, like, international aid and internationalism, him and I really don't have much disagreement. I can't even really think of anything we disagree with on that. I guess just the approach on how to deal with certain situations, like the refugee crisis and stuff. You know that movie's supposed to make you mad? That's what the media narrative is, dude. I could give a fuck all about the outrage of that movie. Like, if anything, that enticed me to go see it more. You know the movie The Hunt? Before that was not going to be released? I wanted to see that movie. That was going to be a movie that I was going to treat like the Joker. Like, I'm going to go see it. Like, the outrage alone wants me to see it. And so, like, that... like, because I hate this narrative of, like, oh, let's go hate on all the movies or all the video games or this or that because it causes this or it causes that or it incentivizes and encourages people to do X or Y. Fuck you. No, it's not. It's not the movies, it's not the video games, it's not this or that or whatever the hell else. Like, it's a reflection. The movie is meant to be a reflection of how our reality is. It's not necessarily meant to encourage people. It's giving you a character which, on a very bland scale, can be, people can reflect and sympathize with. And you know what? Why is that a problem? Why is it an issue that we look at someone who has mental problems or has, obviously, a narrative of that is inherently nihilistic and inherently chaotic in a sense, and sympathize with that. Why is that such a problem? Because we can sympathize with characters like Rambo or John Wick, or, you know, sympathize with characters who go through various horrible struggles and shit, and then come out on top from that type of stuff, and maybe even not. But yet, we can't even sympathize with this character, who has all sorts of preventable problems that reflect on actual reality, and we can't look at that and say, you know, why don't we think about this more? It's because, a part of it at least, is that it could alter the narrative of how people think about why there are mass shootings, why there's such a mental health problem, why we have a crisis of strife when it comes to divisions and tribalism and shit. Maybe it's a reflection on all these things that are continuing to get worse and continuing to not change. Maybe, just maybe, it's just a messenger of a reflection of why things are so fucked. That doesn't necessarily mean the movie is literally trying to reflect reality. It is still its own universe and still its own thing. But that's the point. We let art reflect what reality is. That's the point of why people, for the most part, use art as an expression. It's because they're trying to reflect what they feel about the reality of things, or to reflect their emotion and to reflect of how they feel. And obviously, this movie has done a very good damn job on reflecting about how a lot of people feel. Whether it pisses them off or whether it makes them sympathize with it and makes them like the film. Evidently, it's done a damn good job at what it's meant to do. And I think movies like that are legitimately fucking good for that reason. Whether, you know, take the cinematography and the structure of the plot necessarily aside, if it's actually trying to push a message that's making you critically think about certain situations like this, then maybe the film is doing its job. We put them away mental hospitals, now push them on the streets. Yeah. And from what I've heard from this movie, it reflects on something like that a lot. So, I'll find out, though. We have never dealt with mental illness in this country. Oh, yeah, we have. We just haven't done it in a proper way. We don't do it in a sense of let's actually look at the problem of why or how this person became this way. We just literally throw them in mental hospitals. We fucking, like, poke holes in their skull so we go mush around the brain and do fucking lobotomies. We did that shit before. We would treat them, we have dealt with mental illness, but how we did it was horrible. And it is completely inhumane, what we've done. And I'm not even saying me, necessarily, or we, I'm saying that we as, like, the U.S. As a country. You know, but, like, what this country has done for for people with mental health, even to some extent today, is horrible. So, I mean, it's something that, which I think this movie is trying to reflect that maybe how we treat mental illness and mental health is needs to be reevaluated and re-looked at. And I do agree with that.
Oh, damn it.
Damn.
Yes. Okay, I'll be right there. Alright. I can't, there's no calls or anything, so I'll actually switch it. I'm kind of big on 8 o'clock.
I just probably live right there.
Looks like it's going where? Let's see. Okay.
For run? He ain't gonna run. I made sure he's not gonna be running around anywhere like that.
Who?
You? So we don't damage anything?
Oh, really?
Oh my god. I don't know why my body's so, like, irregulated with temperature, because it, like, I was just really warm there for a little bit, and now I'm fucking cold again. And I know that heater isn't actually on, because it has been going off and on, at least from what I can tell. Remember, at our age, we break easy. I'm not even necessarily talking about him. I'm talking about other shit, like bongs and stuff. Alright? Because the last time that happened, that's how the last bong broke. That happened, he was trying to run to get up and go deal with it. Bong fell and broke. So, yeah. Like, I mean, I think now at this point I feel like now the record for bong breaking and shit's probably going to have to go to Robert now, I think. Because I haven't broken one in a long time. Me, myself, personally. I mean, I've broken a bowl piece before. And I know there's been bowls that have broken on me, but it's because it's really shitty glass and it can't take the temperature. So, Logan says broke a few. Oh yeah. I know he's broken a few of mine. I've mentioned, I think I've talked about this yesterday a little bit. Or sometime recently. But, yeah. I remember, Harley broke one because, I remember, I think it was my 19th birthday, I think. I don't remember specifically. I don't forget which birthday. It was one of my birthdays. It was like either 18, 19, or 20. One of those years. So, they were going to get me a dab rig. And they had this really cool percolator and everything. And they used it once just to test it. And then they were gonna at some one of their friends' apartment. And then they're heading out. And then and they were running late, so they were rushing. And then Harley dropped it, and everything broke downstairs. So it was literally used like twice, and I never even got to see it. So I didn't really feel anything of it. I was just like, fuck, man. I was like, well, I feel bad because it's just like, damn. I know what it was meant for. It was meant for me. Y'all were gonna like... I felt bad because I knew what their intention was with it at the time. And I felt so bad about that. But, you know, like, the actual break-in itself, I'm like, oh, man. You know, I just kind of felt like that. I was like, oh, that kind of sucks. I didn't, like, have this, oh, you know, that I can get, you know, if a bong broke here. Like, if this broke right in front of me, I would be like, ah! You know, freaking out, dude. I'd be like, ah! No! What the fuck? Where the hell's Logan? I missed that nonstop talker. Again, I don't know, dude. This is why earlier I was talking about the whole isolation thing, because no one's fucking, like... I don't know. So, you're barking up the wrong tree with this. Alright, so. Yeah. I don't fucking know. All of a sudden they poof. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure they'll probably, like, pop up eventually, so, I don't know, I'll just let the time bide in the meantime. Like, at this point, I'm just like, I don't even care. They'll be back around. Yeah. Eventually. At some point. I just don't know when. I mean, I'm just doing my own thing at this rate, so. I felt pretty good. You want to answer yourself? Well, yeah. I mean, you know, because you know, what they're doing right now, I don't know. I mean, I could probably take a guess of why they're probably not around. Though it's probably just a wrong guess, and it's just probably my unhealthy speculations. So. The man in the mirror. Oh, the man in the mirror. Man, that song comes on so many times on my fucking radio at the store. I don't really hear the lyrics, but I know it's playing. Like, I can't really hear the lyrics of any of the songs, but I can tell what songs are being played. And it's literally the most fucking annoying shit because it's the same stuff. The music literally never changes. It has never changed, besides for like holiday seasons. You know, the whole time I've ever been there. You know, I think I know too, but it's dangerous to... Yeah, I think I know too, but it's dangerous to speculate. I don't know if you... I'm kind of curious what you think. What? You think you know? I'm actually more curious about why you think you know than me. Because I think I'm probably more on the ball than... I don't know. I'm curious. I'm kind of curious. If I had to take a shot, I'd say I'm more on the ball than you would be. But, I don't know. Prove me wrong. We'll see if your guess is as good as mine. Or worse, or better off even. I don't know. I don't even know why I have this out here. Actually, I want to recycle that stuff. I need to start recycling all these damn containers. Think you're not going to Stefan's Drink Fest? They decided to give you what I call treatment. Hopefully I'm wrong. Well, actually, your guess was pretty much identical with mine. Yeah, I feel like it's also because Wednesday, when me and Carl were chilling shit, Stefan popped on and, like, totally threw me under the bus and shit during that moment. And then Carl decided to be a little annoying little fucking troll and pissed me off. And I think me lashing at Carl, Stefan might have mistaken that for me lashing out at him. So, I don't know, but I'm I talk about my anxiety and shit and this whole dread thing. This is where it really fucking gets to me, dude. Like, the anxiety just, like, and the whole dread of having to, like, be like, bruh, you know, trying to explain it, you know, and obviously be apologetic, because, you know, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I just know that this is a fuck up on my part, and the anxiety and dread of having to try to confront that is what, like, you know, is what fucks with me. Like, this type of shit, you know, is what really gets to a lot of my problems at the end of the day, is this whole fucking dealing with anxiety and fucking this whole, like, thought process of existential dread on everything. Like, it's easy for me to just delve into that type of mindset, especially with things that I'm a little nervous face value dealing with. Like, you know, some days I'll be a little late for work, and then I'll just dread even going to work in the first place. Which honestly just makes it fucking worse. Because again, I do think that a lot of my anxiety and dreading thought does make a lot of my situation worse. And I do know this. And it's something that I really try to fucking deal with, but sometimes it is just too much, you know? So, you know, and I know self-medicating, you know, with weed helps to some extent, but it's not enough, obviously, so... And Carl's just really, like, getting mad on a separate level of me not doing Kratom, so I need to fucking just go out and get some. So, see how that helps, and if it does, you know, actually fucking go with it. But, yeah, so, Kratom's actually something that I'm gonna go try, and I know it's something, at least for him, that he's just like... You say that all the time, but you never do. It's just like, you know, that's another thing. It's just like, I try, you know, it's like at least in my mind, I wanted to commit to doing these things and shit, but it just never fucking happens. Or there's a roadblock that happens, you know, and then my mind's just like, oh, can't do it. You know, or like, oh, now it's just like not gonna work. Or something, you know, it's just like, there's all, like, my mind just has a very, and honestly, it gets exacerbated, you know, when I'm isolated, when, these type of things happen. So, it's just like, I mean, that's why I've been trying to pressure Harley and shit, you know, like, to fucking go see this movie with me, because it's just like, dude, I'm trying to have some outlet to just, like, get out of this fucking rut. I mean, for the most part. Not just because of that, but I actually do want to fucking hang out with him and see the fucking movie, you know, and hang out and do a bruh thing with him, you know? You know, so it's just like, you know, just be a homie. You know, that's, you know, because, like, it's obvious that I want to go out and do these things, but like, there's a lot of these, not outside forces, but internal forces in me that, you know, fight against a lot of what I want to do and shit, and then just makes it hard for me to motivate to do these things. So, I mean, it's just always been a fucking struggle with me, and it's just been really fucking tough as of late, and are you fucking kidding me? Is this just some random number? What is this? Silence yourself. Was Harley? Yeah, he was. I mean, honestly, he's probably the only one who probably knows how I feel, but just doesn't. But I want to say he gets it. I mean, that's why I want to actually be with him too, because I want to actually like talk to him, tell him how I feel about things. Because, you know, he's one of the few people that I legitimately fucking trust to express my feelings with. Beside Tyler, at this point. So, I mean, besides those two, they're the only ones I like. I mean, I don't fucking trust anyone else. I think you're a center of discussion there. Oh, I bet. I already fucking know. Like, you know what? I don't. Because, like, again, this is my whole anxiety dread thing. Like, I'm dreading what actually fucking happened there now. Because I know, like, again, well, there we go again. It's because there's a level of me that just believes that the entire time while they were there, it was just, let's just shit on me, I'm the fucking flake, fuck me, you know, fuck him for just being a bitch or whatever, what a fucker, fuck him, you know, it's just like, it instantly goes to the negative, just instantly. And that's, you know, and maybe that happened, and maybe that did happen. I don't know. Maybe it didn't. So, I don't know. I mean, that's just what my mind goes to, you know, at this rate. And, you know, that maybe that's part of the reason why I feel like they, you know, aren't coming out, because at this point, you know, it's just because, like, oh, fuck him, he's just a negative little flake, you know. So, why bother being around that? But, you know, like, and a part of me does say fuck them for that, but another part of me is just like, I don't want that, you know, and I don't want that to just be the end result just because, you know, I am having my own problems. True friends will get over it. I guess we'll find out if they really are or not at this rate. Because, you know, like, because I don't want, you know, to, like, you know, be in some horrible, you know, in this, like, position or whatever. I don't want this, you know. These are fucking issues that I am trying to work out with my own fucking head, and, you know, part of that is trying to, you know, get out of that, but sometimes, you know, it just, you know, it's too much, and some days it just doesn't work out. You know, like, it's always, like, you know, and evidently they don't fucking get it, at least not right now, that, you know, every day, that it, like, nearly all the time, I'm always in some fucking battle in my head to fucking, like, try not to get into this, like, you know, isolated, this not do anything, you know, type of thing, you know, whatever that mindset is, the very depressive, lack of motivation mindset, and that mood, you know, like, it's always a fucking battle with me, dude. And evidently, you know, that's something they just don't fucking get, because it's something that, you know, that I mean, even for me, I'm not even totally understanding of my own problems 100%. I know where they are lying right now, but dealing with it is a whole nother issue. Like, actually trying to adapt to that is a whole nother battle on its own. Every day, in some ways, learning experience, sure, yeah. The old saying was to own thyself, be true. I mean, what? To thy own self, be true. I think it would be more like to own thyself is to be true. That's really it. Well, yeah. I mean, I think it is, honestly. Like, I mean, the only real way you can be not just like on an intellectual level honest, but just on a broad level honest with yourself and with everyone else. Is just be front with yourself. Just be like what I'm doing right now. Like, I'm being honest with my feelings right now and shit. Like, I mean, I don't see a reason why I would fucking lie about it. So it's just like, like this is something that, I mean, it does help, honestly. I would say that this is on a certain level helping me out with dealing with a lot of these issues. Just merely talking about it. Just the mere action of just talking about it does help. I mean, it's just having an outlet for talk therapy or just some level to try to adapt and try to deal with these type of issues and just try to find a way to work them out. And that's the whole point. I mean, which is, in a sense, every day is some way of learning experience, because even if it's something you already learned, maybe you learned a new way to, to work around that in a different way. Maybe you've learned a new way to do it in that particular process, or found a way to adapt it in a different format. Talking brings that filthy venom out. I know it did earlier. And again, that's, speaking of Venom, he hasn't been around lately. He really, like, is off and on. He pops on, like, at this point, like, once every month or two. Which I'm okay with. I mean, people can pop in and out whenever they want and can. I mean, this isn't like some obligatory, you have to be here or you can't not be here or whatever the fuck, You're free to come and go as you please. I mean, speaking of the whole, like, personal shit being worked out, maybe he's got some shit he's needing to work out, and it's just, doesn't have time to be dabbling on YouTube. Ironically, coming from me dabbling on YouTube. But, on Strange Way, for me right now, it's helping. I want to say literally, like, going finding some random video to watch will help, but, doing this, letting other people kind of come in and interact is, kind of helps. Because, because if there is, to bring out the optimism in me, there is a sense of, there is a positive look you can get with, social media and shit. Because it is, to some way, helps out with certain people, voice out concerns and voice out their feelings and shit. Obviously, with that comes consequence of people voicing out how much they fucking hate you for it, or how much they think you should kill yourself over it, or whatever the fuck. But, like, I mean, it's all over, it happens all over the place, and it's just like, hey, like, I see, like, and this is just kind of like one variable I'm talking about, like, where it's, like, oh, it helps people just simply just unbottle something they probably bottled up for a bit, and however people, and at least for me specifically, however people take it's whatever. If people disagree, if it's just like, well, you're just a fucking idiot then, fuck you, is whatever. But, like, to anyone's agreed, it's like, at least someone else sees my perspective, that's, I mean, let's dabble into it more. They've learned everyone has their own unique way of things of working for them. It's like a key in a lock. Sure, yeah. I mean, to get into a negative aspect of what I'm talking about, it's now kind of, I would say that nowadays it's probably more so that everyone's kind of found a key that can just fit into a group lock. Because it's just like, there's so much echo chamberism and so much groupthink that happens these days because people aren't taught anymore, or at least, or especially these days, not to think like an individual, and more so as a group. Fit into a group that conforms to your ideas and just more familiar with that group. So, at this point, I'm feeling like all these keys are just identical to one group lock, or set of locks that are all one. So it's just like, I mean, nowadays at least, I'd maybe like 30 years before this, I'd probably say something different. Like in the 90s and shit, I'd probably say otherwise. But nowadays, I don't know. There's a lot more groupthink these days in comparison to a unique, like, key to a lock. I love how it just goes straight to ads. Wow. Looks like I just caught up to the live viewing.
No.
No? I guess not.
I don't know.
Wait. Press it one more time. 5 to 8. Oh, it's just literally going live on time. So it's doing it as it's going right now. These are just ads that are literally playing on TV right now, as it's playing on the cable.
Right, but the only thing is shows, in other words, so what's it about 7 o'clock now?
6:21. So that time, so where it is on the timestamp is 6:21. It's from 5 to 8, from what it said on there.
Yeah, it's 5 to 8, yeah.
If it was 7, it would be on the other half, on the other side of it. It's more so near the halfway point right now. Has someone fed the poor baby today? I mean, not right now. That's later tonight. They get fed around, 11, 10, usually. Around the time I get home off work, whenever I'm working. You full-time now? Funny. Funny. Did you say strike was avoided? I'm pretty sure. I don't know, man. I really don't know what's going on with that. We just got, yesterday, these little pamphlets saying, there's a ratification vote. And I'm like, oh my god, is this not resolved yet? I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know. I need to ask about it because I don't know what that's all for. I think it's, to ratify what was settled on, but I don't know, dude. You may get a raise. Well, we already know this. It's the rate that raise is going at. That's the problem. And I think Safeway agreed to the union's agreement of to the union's position. I think they settled with that. I'm not 100% sure. And so I think the ratification vote is just ratifying it. Just all right, we're confirming this is what everyone wants. So, if so, I'm saying yes, I think it has, but if not, then I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know. It's just so, I just don't get it. At this point, I'm just I understood it initially, but now I'm just not getting it. Because it's just it is getting to be more... The paycheck will skyrocket? Not necessarily. Depends. Holy shit. Jeez, dude. Talk about a cloud. No cop did either. Nope. Not at all. Man, he has a frog neck, that big guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. How's that guy in wrestling with the way he looks? I know he's not a wrestler, but...
He's a man for the big guy.
This is tomatoes only. No, he's not. Yeah, it's me. And I have the tomato. Pop some. He wouldn't like me. I would squeeze him into a sauce. Yeah, he wouldn't like you at all. He's not there to be sacrificed, okay? He's there to be preserved. He's there to be blessed, not diced up into a sauce, okay? Or squeezed, or however you're gonna do it. So, none of that. No bueno. Come here, Mr. Tomat. No, he's not going anywhere. He's frozen in time, dude. He's frozen in space. Like, the rhythm of life to him is eons in comparison to us. That's why it looks like he's frozen in time. Because when he bounces to the rhythm of life, it is not even within our lifetime when he does a full rhythmic bounce. Hence why it looks like he's frozen in time. Because he truly has been enlightened with the meaning and the rhythm of life. The true rhythm of life, my friends. So, I'm going to squeeze the life out of him. Only skin and seeds shall be left. He is beyond even your comprehension, sir. His powers are even beyond our realm of existence, my friend. How do you think time is controlled? Maybe his rhythm of life is what allows time to be. Ever thought about that? So if you try to squeeze the rhythm of life out of him, whilst it will be futile, but let's just put that aside and say you did, literally everything as you know it would cease. Because you have just took away the equilibrium of that is the rhythm of life. Okay? So, I don't know. I want to mess with him. Wow. The spider from the other night is still there, not moving. Well, it moved, but it, like, barely moved. Here. It's not time and space really created by waves of sound. I'm just fucking with you, dude. I'm just trolling. I'm not being serious. Don't take this seriously. We don't have to go anywhere. I'm just... Oh, my God. I guess even if I'm actually speaking, I have to be... Like, I have to clarify I'm trolling and being satirical. Also took my mask, so I have this replacement looking like weirdo thing on my head. If I was there to shoot rubber bands at the spider, I'm pretty sure you would just have it, like, jump and launch on your face. I'm leaving it be, dude. It's in the garage. It ain't going anywhere. Evidently ain't going far. Like, it barely moved. It did a 180 and is, like, not huddled up against the edge of the wall now in the ceiling. It's just kind of, like, hanging out. Just doing its thing. It's fine by me. Is it still there? Yeah. It's just fine. It's just a scab. It's just a scab now. So, it's all good. I mean, it's whatever. I'd say no more. I troll not. I troll not. Concerned troll my fucking finger. I mean, it's doing just fine. It's doing alright. So, I'd say by the end of the week it would probably just be nothing. Oh my God. Now spend your money on some spicy Wendy's while you're doing that 25% off deal.
Really?
Oh my god, I hate commercials, man.
USA.
How can it be T2M? Oh, it's just a console thing, I think. Yeah. Wow. The McRib is back. I could not, unfortunately, care that much because I don't eat there. Last time I did, it just was not good. It was not a good situation going on in there in the gut. I will say that much. It was not pleasant in the gut situation. It was quite a negative experience. Spiceal? No, not that. That was fine. It was just the processing of it initially was just like, ooh. Just like the initial, like, the after effect of just eating it, like 30 minutes after and shit. Like, Spiceal doesn't come 30 minutes after eating it. It's like the next day.
Would you hurry, damn up?
We gotta soak in all the monetization gain with the profits of our advertisement and companies that lobbying us. Money! Oh boy! So annoying, dude. Ugh. I hate that shit, dude. These ads are like tiring me out. These ads are just making me want to drone away into like a stupor of like a coma. Like I don't even want to feel like I want to go to sleep. I just want to go into coma. Put me in a coma, sir. The ad I ordered tonight with apple pie. After 3 minutes, they called up, say we ran out. Oh wow, dude. Wow. I'm sorry to laugh, but wow. Wow, dude. Wow, people really wanted it back, huh? Jeez. Jeez. Wow, they knew how to kick that nostalgia into people. Unlike entertainment and movies, at least fucking, like, fast food knows how to roll some nostalgia and shit. And at the same time piss us off. Grocery where? That fight alert? Well, no shit. Evidently, because you ordered that. On top of that, but then they ran out, so... And evidently, at that point, you have to get something else. I'm like, $1 pie and $3 delivery? I think not. Dude, seriously. Okay, that's annoying. That's stupid. $3 delivery for like $1 of a pie? No. Like, if it was like a $10 pie, sure. $5? Eh. That's pushing it. But like... but like... $1? Just... Like, what the hell? That's just so annoying. That's just so dumb. Like, why would you do that? Like, why? Like, they just don't make no sense. Like, that's just so stupid. Why have such a ridiculous, absurd fee to deliver a $1 item? Like, why can't, like, delivery fees be, like, tied in with, like, the value of what the item costs, instead of just, like, the deliverer as this whole separate entity? Like, if you're gonna order something from a place and they have delivery, why not just have, like, the delivery price just, like, be tied in with, like, a percentage of, like, what you pay? So, like, let's say it's $1, well, have, like, a 30% ship fee, for example, then it'd be like 33 cents or something like that, or 30 cents, right? So just like tie it in like that, then it'd actually be worth it. Like $1 for a pie and then like a 30-cent delivery fee because of the pie. Sure, that'd be fine. 30 cents extra for a fucking pie to be delivered here, okay. The McRib is supposed to be back, not run out. It's because it's so popular. They're evidently selling more than they can ship. Not... like, doing, like, emails against them isn't going to really help, necessarily. Just gotta wait a bit. Like, ask when they're going to get some more, and just show up when they get more. That's all I can say to that situation, honestly. Like, I mean, I don't know. McRib is out of stock. Find another. Can't you find another McDonald's to go just get a McRib at or something? Like, oh my goodness. Like, it cannot be this big. It cannot be this big of an ordeal just to get a fucking McRib, dude. It cannot be this absurd. She ran out. Probably because it's just so damn popular. They need, like, obviously they need to get... Yeah, I personally don't care. I'm just sitting here just trying to explain it to him. Because it's like... Like, if we're out of something, we're out of it. Like, there's not much we can do until we get more in. Like, I mean... I'm speaking like a McDonald's rep, alright? Because what else, like, what are they gonna do? Huh? Like, what I mean, like, there's not much they can do. There's a guy online who has a site to tell you where to find them. Yeah, because I imagine people are that desperate for them for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, I like them. They thought about them before.
He said people drive miles to buy them. Okay, that is so sad. That is so sad. Oh my god. Miles just to get a simple fucking McRib. Dude, sad. Sad. Like, oh my god, so that's wow. They're probably wasting more money just driving over to the fucking place than like getting it. You have one near you? I know I do. Do I go to it? No. I got other sources for food that are better, alright? So. I mean, just, I just don't get it. I just don't understand why people are so into these fucking things. Like, I don't understand why people have to be like, oh, the McRib. It is back. It's the most holy of holy things. It's like heaven just dropped their shits right back down to us for us to cherish. Oh, the great golden McRib. Oh. I shall go miles on an adventure to go get myself a McRib. Oh. Like, oh my god. Sad. Y'all can't just wait a few days for them to just have more shipped to their damn fast food joints? Sad, dude. Oh my god, man. People are just...
Well, get your buttermilk a chicken sandwich. They were delicious too.
It's for a limited time. Unlimited time. So they're not even bringing it back entirely. It's just limited.
Oh, really?
So wow, what a way to just snag extra money out of people and piss them off at the same time. What a way to basically just like they just lubed up the booty before they like ravaged it. That's basically what they did now. They're like, you know what, we're not just gonna ravage you. We're just gonna we're gonna treat you nice this time, but at the end of the day, we're still ravaging you. It's only for a limited time, though. Wow. 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 Wow, that's sad. And they know it's gonna work because people will just eat it all up. No pun intended. So they might have it for a month, but they might have it once saved and run out. Maybe. Who knows? It's just a way for them to make extra money out of people like you, so.
That's not it. Just make money.
I mean, really, if it's for a limited time, if it's not for people, if it's not for the genuine reason, like, people actually want this back, so let's just bring it back. It's just like, oh, people want it back, so how do we make more money out of people, but let's, like, make them freak out so they can, you know, go grab one as soon as they can, and, you know, for a limited time, so then we can, near the end of this year's quarter, so then we can, make more money so we, you know, can do some shit probably via tax loopholes and shit like that.
I want 100 McRibs.
Go eat one, I'll reimburse you? No. No. Not even a reimbursement will convince me. Like, I'm just not. No, I just don't want to, dude. Like, if I wanted a rib sandwich like that, I'd just go get one myself and just debone it, get the meats, you know, season it up, put all the toppings on. I do it myself, and I guarantee you it'd be 1,000 times better. Guarantee you. Got it in front of us. I bet if I made my own, I'd eat it in front of you guys if I made my own. And I'd tell you that it's definitely going to be better, I don't care what you say, than the McRib. I have pulled pork downstairs. Yeah, I can easily just go get some pulled pork right now if I wanted to, and go make one myself. I just have to go get some bread to do that with. I got enough toppings so I can make one up myself right here. Got enough sauces. Actually, I can whip up some interesting barbecue honey mustard sauce instead. Mix those two together. Like, dude, I guarantee you, if I made a McRib, I can do it 50 times better than the actual McRib. Sounds like I have to do a video of this now. Do a comparison. I have it in Jack Daniel's in special sauce. Alright. Nice. I'm giving that one. That sounds nice. Well, I don't understand what the fuck that was. What show was that? Something about like a Black Ops op run amok?
Oh, really?
So what? The CIA basically? It's like CIA, the show. Like, okay then. You'll like it because McRib has these big ass onions on it. I could just add my own onions and I can glaze them up with extra seasoning. Dude, I'm telling you, I can make it so much better than that. I'm telling you, dude. I can make a McRib better than McRib. Alright? I'm just telling you. Like, give me the ingredients of what's on a McRib. I will do the same thing as that and add my own shit on top of that. Just because, why not? I have that luxury because it's a comparison, right? So let's at least make sure the key ingredients are there. And then beyond that, we're just going to go full ham, doctor it up. Hell, and for a fair analogy, I'll probably, you know, do, maybe doctor up the other McRib too. I don't know, maybe. I'll figure, but just so I don't tamper with it, maybe it should be left alone. But you don't provide delivery? Well, of course we don't. Well, I don't. And I don't need to, because I literally could, like, walk there in 20 minutes and be fine. Damn, I was looking forward to that fucking McRib. Dude, there's no way, like, the only way that's gonna happen is if I decide to do this whole comparison idea. Which likely of that happening is not very likely. I mean, it's possible, but not that likely. So, just depends on the mood. Depends if, like, if people want, like, if someone wants to actually see that. I wouldn't mind doing it if like enough people want to see it. Maybe 10 to 1. Yeah, I'd say the odds are a little better than that. 100 to 1. That's not better. It's worse. I'd say that probably be like 5 to 1. Like if enough people actually kind of want me to do it, I will. It's not that hard to cook up a little bit of meat and then serve it up on a sandwich. You know what I'm saying? It's not that hard. So
Oh, like always.
just froze them off. He's just standing there like, okay, I guess I can take this and accept this. Giggity. Can't even see his eyes. Stop doing your stoner cooking vids. It's just sad. I just haven't really thought of anything new to make necessarily. And also that it's better when there's actually like people around to also eat it with you. There's also that. So. And also, just making ramen isn't necessarily, or like just a mac and cheese or whatever, isn't necessarily like the most exciting thing, you know, as a cooking video, you know what I mean? Unless it was like seriously doctored up. Or like, you know, original, not like out of a box or something. They'll be soon, maybe. It's something I should get back into a little bit. The fat ass Italian hoagie, then you could cut up and share. Well, hey, with the whole idea for doing the comparison video that I'm talking about, maybe I can do that. You know, like have somebody go grab the damn McRib while I go cook my own, and then we compare the two. And then I'll compare the two, and then go from there, and then we'll all have my McRibs because they're significantly better, and I'll just have that one as a comparison. But again, that's if people actually want to do it, or if people want me to actually go with it, because I don't mind honestly doing something like that. Yeah, McRibs for everyone, not for everybody. One for a comparison take. I'm making McRibs for everybody. And they're not going to be McRibs, they're going to be just rib sandwiches. Pulled pork rib sandwiches. That's what they're going to be. Alright? So, yeah. They're not these McRibs, whatever those are. I bet Robert like, oh, I know he'll like mine. I know he'll like my McRibs, because I'll make sure it is spanking. Alright? It's going to be spanking. Spanking.
Your second bacon, egg, and cheese croissant before you finished your first?
Yep. And if that's wrong, I don't want to be.
And grab something to drink real quick, so I'll be right back.
I wanted more from my COPD medicine. That's why I've got the power of 1, 2, 3 medicines with Trelegy, the only FDA-approved 3-in-1 COPD treatment. Trelegy, the power of 1, 2, 3. Trelegy, 1, 2, 3. Trelegy. With Trelegy and the power of 1, 2, 3, I'm breathing better. Trelegy works 3 ways to open airways, keep them open, and reduce inflammation for 24 hours of better breathing.
Trelegy won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Trelegy is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Do not take Trelegy more than prescribed. Trelegy may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if it worsens breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
If your COPD medicine is doing enough, maybe you should think again. Ask your doctor about once daily Trelegy and the power of 1, 2, 3. Trelegy, 1, 2, 3. Save at Trelegy.com.
I paid the price. Way too much.
Loving you.
No, for your glasses. They charged you too much. Who? Practically anyone who isn't America's best. Where 2 pairs and a free exam are just $69.95. It's not just a better deal, it's America's best.
Squeaky squeak. Squeaky sounds. Cool.
Discover the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
Discover and taste this rainbow.
Easy to wear.
It's got some tastiness.
The whole family. And Vicks Vapor Patch. Breathe easy.
My Nazi ain't sure. He would. It's not chicken, so he'll be alright. I'm definitely gonna wear another jacket before I go out there because it must be cold or something. Because, jeez, my body does not want to be heated. You know what's weird? My cat eats everything. He's a rescue and used to eat from trash can. Anyway, the other day, McDonald's burger and broke a piece off. Smelt it, left it there. Yeah, even the cats know it's not good for you, dude. Even the cats are like, this isn't good. And just leave it there. It's in a place where it's just like, I don't need to go eat from a trash can. This is what I used to eat. Screw this. It's freezing here. It's cold there now? Used to be like 100, now it's all cold? Well, I guess in like the 90s, now it's all cold. I mean, it's just obviously going to be cold here. But I need to throw on our jacket or something, because it was like 92, now 62. I guess that's cold for that, but that honestly is pretty temperate, dude. 62 is pretty temperate. I kind of like it like that. I mean, obviously not right now, because that's not meant, that type of temperature is not meant to be like this right now. It's actually meant to be a little colder, to be honest. That's high. Nights are 45. That ain't really that bad either. Not for me, at least. Like, I'll need to layer up a little bit, but I mean, you know, that ain't bad. You better wear a jacket, it's a long walk. I'm not walking there, I could just take a fucking bus over there, dude. You fucking think I'm walking over there? Are you kidding me, dude? No! That would take over an hour! Holy shit! What the fuck? You think I'm that close to my mall, dude? I mean, I keep where I'm at vague, but damn, like, I mean, I'm not that close. I don't know your area, silly. That's the point. Like, I mean... like, I keep where I'm at vague for a reason. I don't need people knowing where the fuck I'm at. I mean, like, my mall is close to me. It's not that hard to get there. It doesn't take long to get there, but if I walked, like, holy shit, that would take forever. I'd be late to seeing it at that point. I would have ended this a while ago by that point. But it's all good, though. I just found that so funny. That is, like, so, just, like, inaudible. I legit don't even know what is, like, wow. As, like, the audio on your phone is just cannot handle the overwhelmingness of this, like, audio. It just can't handle it. It's almost 7, so I'll smoke these last little bowls here, wrap it up, then be on my way to go see the Joker. Then I'll do a little analysis video of it, too. I'm gonna see if I can at least try to get somebody last second to maybe come along with me or something, but I don't know. Doubt it, but we'll see. I suppose, right? I'm going at least, I don't care. I'm fucking going.
Really,
But we have one more guest to get to as well. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the SmackDown Women's Champion, the Queen,
Man. Definitely excited to go see the movie, though, for sure. That would definitely be... I mean, I haven't been out to go see a movie in quite a long time. I think the last one I actually went out to go see was Avengers Civil War. No, not Civil War. Infinity War. I think that was the last movie I went to go see in theaters. And that time I was blown away. So I'm hoping that this experience is the same. I guess I'll let you guys know if there's cops or not. That was close. I'd come, but you don't want me in the theater. I mean, I guess it'd be fine. Just no funny business. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't mind going to movies with people or whoever. I mean, if anything, it's just it just gives me an opportunity to talk to that person after the film, to talk about the analysis of the film and shit. Which later afterwards, I will have an opportunity to do for you guys. It'll all be funny business. Well, then I guess that's probably for the better now, ain't it, huh? The movie's called The Joker. But from what I've heard, this is supposed to be a more sad Joker. Not so funny, per se. But I don't know. I might find it humorous. Oh my god, wow. I'm a corporate sponsor. Basically just calling her out as some corporate sponsor at this point.
Yeah,
Honestly, they all are.
accomplishments are great. Making history is great. Cereal is great.
Wow, oh my god. Cereal is great.
Is that last night Sasha Banks beat me all the way through hell, and I've probably never been more banged up than I am today.
Oh my god, I love these.
But if she was right here, right now, in front of me, I'd remind
Oh my
her
god.
that last
I'll
night
have a good
she
time.
was
Oh well.
kicked by
I'm
the
gonna have a good time nonetheless.
Someone else got theirs kicked, yes, last night as well, and her name was Bailey, and she was kicked by Charlotte, who became the new SmackDown Women's Champion.
He's all conceited.
A milestone win. That is your 10th.
Vows, sir, I'd buy some popcorn soda candies, a complete set. I might. I might just save money and not get anything.
It's good to be the queen.
Both of you, champions. Both of you at the peak of your careers on the cusp of the WWE draft. And I don't need to remind you this, but I will. The draft can change careers. It can change the direction of everything.
Alright, well.
You can end up on either end,
I got a movie to catch, so
end up on the
peace out.
same
I'll see y'all later tonight.